subscribe to my channel and press bell icon for latest updates.
Hi, welcome to Learning Monkey. I am Vikram. In this class we will try to understand canonical product of sum, also called as POS. In our previous class we have clearly seen SOP. SOP stands for sum of the products. Hoping that you have already watched that video. If you haven't watched that video, please watch that video and come back here, because the discussion based upon the discussion that we are going to make, so this example has already been discussed in that previous video. Based upon that discussion, we are going to understand what is this product of sums. If you haven't watched that video, please watch that video. And every video in our channel is going to be a part of entire course or a playlist. Our suggestion is to follow the entire playlist so that you can have better understanding of the concept, and the link for the playlist is provided in the description below. Now coming to this class, so in order to understand, before understanding product of sums, we will try to recap the concept that we have discussed in our previous class. So this is the example that we have taken. It is a cricket stadium lights. In order to switch on the lights in the cricket stadium, we have to get the permission from either from A or from BC. So the discussion has been clearly made, and in order to represent that function, so the function in the previous video is it is A plus BC. So in order to represent this function, we use the sum. We have represented this function by using this sum of the products function. This is the representation of sum of the products. This is the representation of this function in sum of the products. And so how we have generated this function, so how we have represented this function in this form. So this all the ones, so in this entire combination of inputs, the combination of inputs which are generating their output as 1, so those outputs are represented in this way. So 0 is represented in complemented form, 1 is represented in its true form. So based upon that, this equation has been generated, so which we have discussed in our previous video. In the same way, in order to represent the outputs which are the combinations which are generating their outputs as 1, so the other way to represent the function is to represent the outputs, to represent the combinations which are generating outputs as zeros. In the sum of the products, we have represented the terms which are generating the outputs as 1. In the product of sums, we are going to represent the function which represents the output as 0. So for that, we have to find all the terms which are generating the outputs as zeros. So in order to understand that clearly, we will go with this part. So this is what which describes the representation of product of sums. The sum term which contain all the variables either in complemented form or in uncomplemented form is called as max term. There we call it as min term. Here in the product of terms, the term which represents the output as 0 is what we call it as max term. So it is a sum term. For example, if you want to represent this term in the product of sums representation, we are going to represent it by using, it is a sum term. Okay, that is the way in which we have to represent, and this is what we call it as a max term. This is what we call it as a max term. So in max term, the variable with value 0, should be in its true form, and with value 1 should be in its complemented form. So what does that mean is, if you want to represent this 0 0, if you want to represent 0 0 1 1, so the value of A is the value stored in A is 0, B is 0, C is 1 and M is 1. In order to represent this as a max term in product of sums, the 0 has to be represented in its true form. So how this max term has to be represented is, it has to be represented in its 0, the variable which is having a value 0, it is represented as a in its true form, and the variable which is having a value of 1, it is represented in its complement form. Okay, it has to be represented in its complement form. So the canonical POS representation, so in order to represent the entire function in canonical product of sums, in order to represent the entire function f in canonical POS representation, it uses the product of all max terms of the switching function f for which f is 0. So it is going to represent the product of all max terms which are producing an output of 0. So what are the terms which are producing an output of 0? So these are the 6 terms which are producing an output of 0. So all these terms are represented in this way with their products. So by using the product, we have to do the these terms are represented by the product. So how that can be represented is, for example, if you want to represent this entire function in product of sums, how it can be represented is, it is a plus b plus c plus m. So this term is representing this max term. So if you take this, it is a plus, it is product of all those max terms, a plus b plus c plus m bar. And similarly the next term is this one, a plus b plus c bar plus m, and product. Next one is 0 0 1 1. So how it is represented, a plus b plus c bar plus m bar. Similarly this one is also representing, producing an output of 0. It is a plus b bar plus c plus m. And next this one, it is a plus b bar plus c plus m bar. Okay, so this is the function, this is the representation of the function which is producing an output of 0 for this. Okay, so this is the representation. Now the other way of representation is, it is by using pi. So in our previous class we have seen sigma is the other way of representation of all these terms. So what are those terms? It is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 and 15. So this entire representation can also be done in this way. In the similar way, in order to represent product of sums, we have to use pi. So and the terms which are producing the 0 has to be represented here. So it is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so the terms which are not there in the sum of the products are should be there in the product of terms. Similarly, the terms which are not there in the product of sums will be there in the sum of the products. Why we have to use this and these representations in order to represent the functions which are producing an output of 0 or which are producing an output of 1, because we are taking. So when the lights are to be switched on, based upon this, when the lights are to be switched on, so when the lights are to be switched on is whenever BC is true, A is true in the sense 1, or if A, B, C are true, then it has to be switched on. So these are the conditions which are satisfying. These are the terms which are satisfying that condition. Okay, so if any one of it is true, if any one of this term is true, so for example, if you give 0, 1, 1, 0 to it, what happens is it is going to produce the output of this term is going to be 1, 1, 1, 1. So this 1, 1, 1, 1 is going to have an output of 1. So 1 dot 1 dot 1 dot 1 is going to be an output of 1. So if any one of the term is going to be 1, it is going to be, so every max term or min term is going to produce. So the min term is going to produce only for one value. So for example, if you take this min term, it is going to produce an output of 1 only for one input. So that is going to be 0 1 1 1. So for this input only, it is going to produce an output of 1. You check all the min terms. Similarly, it is going to produce an output of 0. It is going to, each term is going to produce an output of 0 to only for one input. So what is the input for which it is going to produce an output of 0? It is 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0. So it is going to be a 0. For example, if you take this 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 1, for this output only it is going to produce an output of 0. You take any other term, it will not produce an output of 0. Okay. So if any one of the input is 1, if any one of the input is 1, then it has to produce an output of 1. So for that we are going to use this plus symbol. So what is the property of plus? Plus means OR gate. So the property of OR gate means if any one of the input is 1, then it is going to produce an output of 1. If any one of these min terms is going to produce an output of 1, if you give 4 inputs, and if any one of this input is going to produce, these terms is going to produce an output of 1, then the final output is going to be 1. Similarly, in order to generate a 0, if any one of the output is going to be a 0, so for any of these term, if it is producing an output of 0, then 1 0 is sufficient to produce a 0 in AND gate. So in order to produce an 1 in AND gate, we should have all the inputs to be 1. If any one of the input is 0, it is going to produce an output of 0. So that is the reason why we are using product of sums here and sum of products here. So in order to represent an output, so the function which is generating an output of 1, we use product of sum of products. For the function which is producing an output of 0, in order to represent that function, we use a product of sums. Okay, so this is all about product of sums and sum of products. Hope you got the clarity on this concept. Thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please subscribe to our channel and press bell icon for the latest updates. And if you have any doubts regarding this concept, please post your doubt in the comment section below. Thanks for watching.